Some of my fondest memories with my grandmother. That's a tough one because I was one of the grandchildren that actually lived with her. I lived with my grandparents on and off of middle school and part of high school. So I have lots of memories with my grandparents. But one thing about my grandmother, I would not be the woman I am today if it was not for her. Because the life she lived, her example, made a difference in my life. I learned how to cook because of my grandmother. I learned how to be a wife to my husband now because of my grandmother. I saw how she treated my grandfather and how she took care of her family. I have lots of memories of my grandmother, from cooking to taking care of family, even traveling with her to some of the board meetings for CareSouth. I remember going to those meetings and sitting in the back of the room and just being amazed at how my grandmother handled business in meetings. And so I got to do some things with her as a grandchild that maybe some of the other ones didn't. Well, I would have to say making things happen here in Society Hill, bringing healthcare to Society Hill, bringing the pharmacy to Society Hill. And you think about the pharmacy, because people would need medicine, and they would have to travel to Darlington or travel to Hartsville or Bennettsville. So transportation was an issue. Some people didn't have a way to get to Darlington or Hartsville or wherever to get medicine, but they could walk here to the pharmacy to get it. So absolutely, just making things available here in Society Hill, I think, was the biggest accomplishment. And some of the challenges of that, I'm sure, was her being a female, and being a Black woman in that time was tough, but with God, she made things happen. What do I hope people remember most about my grandmother is that she was a loving woman. She was very loving, very kind. And when I think about my grandmother, honestly, I think about 1 Corinthians, love is patient, love is kind. It keeps no record of wrongdoing, does not envy, is not rude. I think about those things because that was her. That was really her. She cared about others. She cared about our family. And, I didn't mention this, but one thing I love about my grandmother, and I do this to this day, is when she had all the grandchildren together, if she didn't have enough for one, nobody got it. So if you didn't have a popsicle and you didn't have 8, guess what? Nobody got a popsicle. And that's something I do with my children now. If I don't have enough for one, then the other one can't have it. And vice versa. If you have friends over, you don't have enough for all the friends that are there, then you don't bring it out. That was one of the things that I remember too about her. If she didn't have enough for everybody, then nobody got it.